This is a tool that Google has. This is straight from Google, which is another reason why you should think it's important, because if Google didn't think this was important, they wouldn't have a tool for you to check the structured data of your website.
Hey everybody, this is Nick Ponte from offlinesharks.com and nickponte.com, and I am really excited because I have an awesome video for you today, and it was from an idea one of the students in our community, Ron Cunningham, had shared with me and asked me to put together a training on, and I did just that. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to share the details on how you can get my secret SEO outsourcing blueprint. So you're going to want to stick around and watch the entire video.
Okay, so this is a message from Ron Cunningham. Ron is in our Offline Sharks group, and he is a conversation starter. He's always posting tips, tricks, things to help and share and grow the knowledge and experience of everybody inside the Offline Sharks community. And he posted the other day about this ranking factors in 2020 facts or myth blog post, and he asked if I could do some deep diving into it. Now, it's a pretty big blog post. There's a lot to it. But I did have a look at it, and I thought that it would be great to address some of the things that are on it, because there's a lot of good information on this site. And I thought of an interesting way that we could help to bust through some of these myths or facts, fact check perhaps, is by opening up my website, which is ranking really well for a lot of different marketing terms. And we could go through my site and then start to fact check to see if what's working is actually a fact or a myth, based off of what this blog post is saying, and of course I'll add my own information to the mix as well. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. This is a blog post at socialmediatoday.com, and it's Google ranking factors for 2020 facts and myths. It's an infographic, right? So everybody knows what an infographic is. This is the infographic. It's this long image that allows you to look at a bunch of information in a really cool kind of visually easy way, and it helps you to digest, right? Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the domain, right? Keywords in a page's URL. So this is true, in my opinion. When it comes to doing local SEO, anything local, remember, is a term that is used for something that has a geographical location in the keyword. So Maui SEO, right? If I Google search Maui SEO, Maui would make it local. SEO is the keyword. My company is number 1, 2, and 3. You'll see Nick Ponte Marketing, my agency, right? So that's the website that we're going to go over today because it's ranking really well. This is a competitive term. There are thousands of other SEOs out there who want this specific term because it brings in a lot of business for me. Now, that's why I want to use my site to cross-reference. That being said, I wanted to just explain what local SEO is. A lot of you might already know what it is, some of you not. So I'm just kind of going through everything as we go through this page. So a long time ago, when SEO was really just kind of getting going, people found that you could do things like add the keyword to a domain name and then just put whatever word you were trying to rank for throughout the site 100 times, and then that site would rank in Google for it, right? So if you created a website and then you added Maui SEO as a domain name, it would rank high for Maui SEO. So there was a lot of talk and chatter in the SEO community that Google caught on to this and didn't reward people that were doing this as much because they saw it as a way to game their algorithm. Now, I personally believe that that's not entirely true. I think it's still a ranking factor, still very relevant. A lot of people create their domain based off of these keywords. You'll see that, like, instead of just doing MauiSEO.com, they'll do something like MauiSEOCompany.com, something more a little brand generic, right? And what this does is it's really the first defense in terms of, or it's the first barrier to entry, you could say, in terms of ranking in Google, right? Because if somebody's looking for SEO in Maui, they're going to type Maui SEO into Google. Now, Google's algorithm is really going to start with the website. What's the name of the website? What's the domain? What's the URL? What's the title of the page? All that information is still really relevant, so I would agree that this is a fact. This is a country code in the top level domain. That also is the same thing. It's just talking about using the country code in the domain. Now, myths, domain age and registration length. I would argue that a brand new domain takes more time to rank than a domain that's already been sitting there in Google for a year. There's a lot of discussion whether or not that's true or not. My experience has shown that anytime I build a new website for a new customer and then I do my SEO strategy, it takes twice as long for that website to rank rather than if I take an existing domain and website, maybe build a new website on that domain and then do my SEO strategy. Same strategy now. The only difference is the age of the actual domain. When that domain was registered in Google and then a website was put up on it and it was indexed in Google search engine. Indexed meaning Google picked it up. It wasn't actually a live site, right? That's the only difference between the two. I found that the domain that has been around for longer ranks faster. I think that that's true. I don't entirely agree with that there. So let's keep running through this. Keyword in the title tag, that is very true. So I want to just kind of jump right into pulling up my website for my agency so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. I don't want to make too long of a video here, so I might chop this in half. Maybe I might get through half of this infographic. I might not be able to get through the whole thing, but there will be a lot of good information regardless. So this is my website, right? Nick Ponte Marketing. I just did the Google search. You saw it at the top of Google for Maui SEO. This is what it looks like in the front end. And you can see that the titles on this page are these bigger headlines. Those are called titles, right? And the titles do have the keywords that I'm trying to rank for in the title. So if you see, if you can read this, expand your business with Hawaii marketing experts. Now, Hawaii and marketing is the actual search term that I'm trying to target, right? It's related to SEO. It's related to digital marketing. If you had a page about search engine optimization, you'll likely find the word marketing in there somewhere. Google sees and knows that these word associations are all relevant to each other. It's called LSI or LSA. I've talked about this in previous videos, but latent semantic indexing, so it's LSI. It's basically any words that are word associations with one another. When Google is trying to rank a website, it looks at these words that are on a page, the content, and it will rank it according to that content and of course all of the other factors, but it is a ranking factor. Now, putting the keyword in the title tag is a ranking factor, and the way that I do this is on my specific pages, I will go to, let's just pull this one up here. Book more clients with local SEO for lawyers. This is a page that I'm trying to rank for when it comes to getting legal clients, right? Book more clients with local SEO for lawyers. This is the keyword that I'm trying to rank for, local SEO for lawyers. Now you can see that I have all this content on this page, right? A few things that I want to point out is that if I were to inspect this page with the inspector, you'll find that in the top of this page, or this headline here, see in this top corner of this white box that pops up, it says H1, or even here in this code, see how it says H1? That is the main title tag of this web page. So I set that in the back end of my website by using a plugin, right? The plugin that I'm using is Yoast, and you can see that in this is the Yoast section. You see this in the back end of my website. Boom, Yoast. And what I do is for this specific page, I have added my page title, which you can see, and then the slug is actually the link. So I have the keyword in the link, and then I also have the keyword or a variation of the keyword in my meta description. So if I were to do like a Google search, Maui local SEO for lawyers, which is something I would probably be ranking for. I hope I'm going to be ranking for. There it is. Number 1. So you can see that this is the meta description, right? Are you ready to book more clients for your law practice in Maui? Local SEO for lawyers. I'm using the keyword there. I'm using the keyword in the link. I'm using the keyword in the title, the meta description. the title. So you can see that my headlines, I have my headline, I have in the content, the actual written content of my page, it says local SEO for lawyers, right? And now let's look back in this this blog article and see if we can find any facts or myths. Now, I have the keyword in the title tag correct. Content comprehensiveness. Clearly that all the content on this page has been professionally written for local SEO services for attorneys. There's variations of the actual keyword. The main keyword is local SEO for lawyers, but you can see as we go through the page, the keyword variates to local SEO services for attorney practices, right? Same keyword, but just a variation. So that's a supporting keyword, and that will be my second headline in my page. It won't be the exact keyword, it will be a variation of the exact keyword, a supporting keyword, and that's how I do my headline structure. My main keyword that I'm trying to rank for, that's the headline. That goes in the headline, the H1 tag of my web page. Each page I set up this way. And then the H2, that is a supporting headline which supports my main keyword of that page, and that's going to be a variation of that keyword and headline. Of course, if any of this is confusing you, look up what an H tag is, an H1 tag in Google. Look up what a keyword is in Google. I'm just going to assume that you know the bare minimum, the bare essentials of what SEO is, what keywords are, what H1 tags are, and I'm just kind of walking you through how I set those up on my pages. This section here, it says polemic, keywords and H tags, content recency. Now, I like to put the keywords in the H tags, and you can clearly see I did a Google search, #1 for this article, so obviously something is working, right? The content recency, so this page is probably, that's probably why it's in polemic, because it's not really that relevant. I have a lot of older pages that are ranking the top of Google because they have all the signals that make it rank, like people go to it, there are links going to it, content is good based off of the keyword. So myths, let's move over to the myth section. Keyword in the description tag, I think that is a myth. I think it's good to have it there. Content length, I think you should have at least 500 words per page. Now, if you're trying to rank for local SEO for lawyers, and the person that's in the #1 position has 1,000 words on the page that's ranking, then I would probably have 1,000 words on my page or more. You're trying to do whatever the person that you're trying to outrank is doing, but better. Grammar and spelling. See, the thing with grammar and spelling is that if people come to your page and they see that the grammar and spelling is off, they'll probably not want to read it, right? So they'll go back. Now, when people go back, that's a signal to Google that this website isn't even about what they were searching for. So if they're searching for local SEO for lawyers, they get to the site and then they can't read anything because the grammar is wrong and the spelling is wrong. It looks like an illiterate person wrote it. They're going to go back. Google is going to take that as a vote that your website is not about that. So you do want to have a clean looking site. You do want to have good grammar and spelling, because when people get to your site, you only have minutes, seconds to capture their attention and let them know that your website, your page, or your post is exactly what they're looking for, and that would make them want to stay. The next myth is the LSI keywords and content. I think LSI keywords are highly important. I don't know that I'm starting to not like this this infographic, because all of these things I feel are important to local SEO. And I think the results of my website, the ranking of my website, speaks for itself. You want to have LSI keywords in your content. You want to have a good content length. You want to have your keyword in the description tag. I think all those things are good ranking factors. So I don't want to go too far into that. Let's talk about the site structure a little bit. So internal linking, what is that? Internal linking is when you have a web page and then you have links to other pages on your page. So if you have, you're looking at my site here, you can see that this blue local search engine optimization, this is a link to another page. And if you look in the lower left-hand corner here, it's a page to Maui SEO on my website. So if I open it in a new tab, you'll see that this page is all about Maui SEO. So by Google seeing that this local SEO for lawyers page is linking to another page about SEO in its content, that's telling Google that this is another signal that this page is about SEO, right? If this was a link to gambling, Google would say, why is there a link to a gambling site about this? That would dilute the information of or the topic of SEO on this page. So when you want to set up your site, you do want to occasionally on each page throw a link or two to a relevant page on your website that could be on like a shoulder niche of the topic that you are trying to rank for. Another fact that they pointed out, user-friendly layout. I kind of covered that. You don't want people to land on your site and be lost and confused and hit back. That way they will not stay on your site, and then you'll get signals that to Google that tell Google that your site isn't what they're looking for. Another section here is the polemic, structured data markup. This should definitely be a fact. If you are not using structured data markup, also known as schema, you are missing out huge on a lot of local SEO ranking information. So if I do a quick Google search, I'm going to give you an example. So I'm going to copy this local SEO for lawyers page. I'm going to copy the page, right? Now I'm going to pull up, I'm going to just Google search Google Structured Data Checker. Now, this is a tool that Google has. This is straight from Google, which is another reason why you should think it's important, because if Google didn't think this was important, they wouldn't have a tool for you to check the structured data of your website. Another reason why I'm not sure that this blog, this infographic is relevant. So here it is. Check the structured data. I'm going to paste the link to my site and run the test. Now while that's searching, I'm going to do a quick Google search to give you an idea what structured data is. So structured data, in the eyes of Google, let's see if I can find a good definition of it for you that makes sense. What is structured data? Is the code in a specific format written in such a way that search engines understand it. Search engines read the code and use it to display search results in a specific and much richer way. You can easily put this code on your website. Okay, that's exactly what it is. Translation to people that are not SEO geeks out there, you have a lot of the way that Google searches and scrapes your website. All they pick up really is the code of the website, and then they parse all that information and data, and they categorize it and they put it through their algorithm, right? Well, as a user that is looking at a website on the front end, all you see is this nice looking website. You don't see all this code in the back end. But you can add these little pieces of code and input information about your business that lets Google know specifically what your business is about. So if you're not using the structured data, for example, and your competitors are, then your competitors could be giving Google so many more little indicators of information that they are about whatever topic you're trying to rank for. And you're not using it, and you should be using it because you'll just be missing out. So let's go back to my site real quick. This is the structured data setup, the scrape that we use from Google's tool, right? On the left-hand side, this is the actual code to my web page. That's what it looks like. This section here, this is the front end, and and you can see local SEO for lawyers in the link at the top, and this is local SEO for lawyers. So this is the same thing. This is what makes up this. Cool, right? So within this code, I have on the right-hand side my structured data. This is all information that I was able to put within the code to tell Google that this page is about whatever it's about. So I was able to add things like a title to the page, right? Book more local clients, local SEO clients for lawyers. Again, a way to tell people or to tell Google that it's about SEO. You can see the caption at the bottom of the page, attorney, local SEO. I'm able to add the URL to an image. Again, I named the image attorney, local SEO. I have the keyword going through the different areas of my web page. If you're not using this, you're not capitalizing on this, then you're missing out. And especially if your competition is using it, because again, this is stuff that you should be using. The description here, same thing. We got the description. I got the keyword in the description. If you have any more questions about schema, I mean, there is so much information about it. Go to schema.org, and this will tell you a lot about it. If you want more information about schema, please let me know in the comments, because I have a really good tool that I use for schema. I also have a really good training that I could send you to. Please let me know in the comments. Also, make sure to, if you're getting any value out of this video, any value at all, you like this information, please like and subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments below what you like about it, anything I should deep dive into even more. Yeah, I'd really appreciate that. It's helping me to keep the content coming for my channel. I'm gonna go into one more of these, okay? Facts. I might go into a couple more because this is a pretty quick one. Performance and security. Now, your website needs to load quickly. That's simple, right? You know that it needs to load quickly. If your website isn't, if you go to gtmetrics.com, you can test how fast your website is loading. You just type in your website, test the site. It takes a few minutes. It gives you a score. Now, not only does it give you a score, but it also tells you what you need to do to make your website faster. And you should do those things to make your website faster. If your website is slow, it's going to rank you lower than people that have faster websites. I hope you start to get an idea of the SEO game, right? The SEO mindset is you have competition and you want to beat them, so you have to build a faster car than them, a better car with better engine, better tires, better brakes. And when it comes to websites and SEO, that's just kind of the mindset you have to have. So you can see my website, it's getting a B rating, loading pretty fast. One thing I want to point out about these tools, there are some things that trip the tool and give you a lower score, although your website is loading faster. So you can see that my website's loading in 3.1 seconds. That's pretty quick. That's below the benchmark, or faster than the benchmark that you need to have. But what makes my score a little slower is some things on the actual page of my website, which takes time to parse from the actual speed test tool, like the map in this lower left-hand corner of my website. Anytime you have a map on a page, it will take a longer time to fetch that information from Google, and you'll get a lower score here. But keep in mind, I can see that my website is loaded in 3.1 seconds, so that's very fast. I'm gonna jump down to this last section, probably the most important section, which is links, right? You need to have healthy backlinks coming from your website. And what are links? What are backlinks? Backlinks are anytime another website is linking to you, that is a link. Remember when I had, I pointed out on my lawyer SEO page, this local search engine optimization, that's a link. And click this page, takes me to another page, that's a link. But what about if I am linking to another website? Like not my own website. If I'm linking to my own website, that's called an internal link. If I'm linking to another website, that's called an outbound link. You want to have links from other websites that are in your industry coming to you. That tells Google that you are relevant, you are not spam. If other websites are linking to you, you're probably not a porn website, right? You're actually a good website, one that people should trust. The more trustful the website that is linking to you, the more authority and trust is going to be passed from that link to you. So you want to get as many links from the most prominent businesses in your industry and get them to link to you. The myths that I would talk about here, links from edu.gov, these are still great links to get from different edu or gov websites. There was an algorithm update where people were basically doing this little hack where they were getting strong links from .edu or .government domains. They were doing it in a way where they were like getting lots of these links. So Google caught on to that and started penalizing people that have tons of links from .edu websites. If you have a healthy, natural diversification in the number of links that come from all of these different sites, and you have a few .edu and .govs, Google's not going to penalize you for that. They're going to see that as a sign of trust. So I would disagree with that, or maybe there's some context there that you would consider when actually putting that as a myth. And then this final one, links through 301 redirect, lose some weight. I haven't seen that at all. What is a 301 redirect? Well, let's say I want to move my website, nickponte.com. I want to shut it down and I want to move it to a website called Maui SEO. Well, what I would do is I would set up a 301 redirect from nickponte.com And anytime somebody typed in nickponte.com or clicked on a link anywhere on the internet that would go to nickponte.com, automatically that site would be forwarded to my new website called Maui SEO through what's called a 301 redirect. If you have any interest in what 301 redirects are, I would just do a quick Google search, 301 redirect. Google is your best friend when it comes to search engine optimization. Now, in response to the myth, when people shut down a website and 301 redirect it to somewhere else, you are passing any link juice that one website has through to the next website. This myth is saying that you lose some of that link juice. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not seeing that in my testing. I'm not seeing that in my implementation, but it could be. You know, I would encourage you to start testing some of your own sites. If you're not familiar with SEO, one of the best ways to get started is put a website up for yourself, for your agency, and then start to rank that site for yourself, for your agency. And if you have any questions about, SEO, like I said, put them in the comments below. I'm also going to give you a free bonus for watching this video, for being a loyal subscriber to my channel. You'll find it in the description of this video. It's a SEO outsourcing blueprint. It's how I outsource SEO, so you don't actually have to do all the work yourself. I'm giving you a way to get links from trusted sources, and you can just buy those rather than having to build them and do outreach yourself. So if that interests you, check the description below. Click the download link so you can get that information. It's free just for being a subscriber to my channel. And again, if you got any value of this, any value at all, please like and subscribe to this video. I kind of breezed through this. Ron Cunningham, if you're watching this video, man, thanks for sending this over. I don't entirely agree with all of the myths that are on this page, but I think we had a really good training just now on what some of this information is. I broke down some of the terminology of SEO, and I hope it was helpful to you. And thanks again for submitting that. So with that, I will bid you all a farewell and aloha.